So I decided to call my friend, let's call him Francis. Francis is the type of guy to do pretty dangerous stuff to have fun, and I felt like that's what I needed. Francis eventually came over, and honestly, even he had nothing on his mind other than sitting home and playing video games, until he insisted on doing something quite, let's say, risky. He insisted we smoke some marijuana, and a lot of you might be thinking, seriously, that's what you call risky? But hey, I was new to this, and I had been repeatedly told by my family members that smoking marijuana would destroy my brain. When he insisted on that, I was really nervous at the time, and Francis was able to see the sweat on my face, and he was like, wait, you're not scared of smoking weed, are you? And he said it in a quite mocking way, and I abruptly replied with, no, I'm not. I smoke weed many times, more than I can count. I'm just feeling quite hot right now. He gave this stern look to me and said, oh well, since you're a pro at this, we'll smoke some at the shopping mall. Trust me, it gets super crazy. And of course, stupid me agreed with that. But I also did experiment with alcohol that one time, and that was a really bad experience. An experience that I really don't want to remember. Francis already knew a friend who sold weed, and we bought it and we were off to the shopping mall. And I started getting even more anxious, and then Francis decided that we go to the quiet place outside the mall so no one can see us smoking weed, just in case. So my friend rolled the joint, and I'm not going to lie here, I was super nervous, but at the same time, I want to show how cool I am. So I ended up smoking way more than I should have, especially for the first time. After finishing the joint, it was actually pretty normal. We were walking and I just felt a little lightheaded, but it was nothing more than that. I thought, wow, weed isn't strong at all, no wonder everyone bangs on about it. But then 5 minutes later, and this is when it started. My heart suddenly started beating really fast and I couldn't think straight at all. It was really, really scary. It felt like I was going insane, and I actually thought that this is the end. I would forever be like this and I would no longer be able to think straight. My body was sweating, my head was hurting, and my friend was saying some stuff to me, but I couldn't understand a word he was saying. I ended up walking a different direction from Francis, and I think he tried stopping me, but I just carried on walking away because I was in a completely different world. I kept thinking everyone was looking at me, and it's like they knew what I had done and giving me this kind of look, and it felt like people with demon faces were going past me. It was just so overwhelming that tears were falling down my face, and it's like I couldn't move any part of my body. I thought that I could no longer go back home, and that my dad must have found out about what I did, and that he's really angry with me. Luckily, my friend managed to find me, and he was reassuring me that everything is fine, but at that moment, I thought he was trying to plot something against me. And I told Francis to call the ambulance because I was convinced that I am dying. My friend was there laughing at me, and I just thought to myself, is he mad? Is he trying to kill me? He then told me he'll take me back home, and honestly, that's the only word I wanted to hear. Home. We went to the subway and took the train to go back home, and it was like everyone in the train were all focused on me and talking about me, which just made my anxiety worse. Yeah, it felt like days we were outside, and when we got home, I have never ran quicker to my room and jumped into bed as I was just so scared that my dad would find out. Even when I was in bed, it still felt like I could see those demon faces haunting me. But then slowly I started to fall asleep, and when I woke up I had this bad headache and I still felt so hazy. And the first thing I see is my friend sitting there laughing at me, stating that I had lost my mind and I went wild. But I actually did lose my mind. Damn, did that scare me. The way they portray marijuana in movies make it seem like it's nothing, but let me tell you this. If you plan on experimenting with marijuana for the first time, be careful.